Welcome back to Session 0, where I mainly talk about tabletop RPGs. Today I'm continuing my playthrough of Final Fantasy VII while talking about tabletop RPGs. Now, in this episode, I'm going to start exactly where I ended the last episode, and we're going to get a new weapon for Cloud, which is more powerful and has double AP growth. We are going to start by finishing the parade for Rufus Shinra. I need to put him in a good mood, and if I get him to 100 on the mood meter, I am rewarded with his new sword. Now, you can mess this up. I have messed it up before. You just have to have really quick reflexes in hitting these buttons. Here comes the guy. This is it. DYNE military reception. Oh, man. As long as I get the big finish, it's fine. Because you get 30 for the big finish. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I got the 120, so I'm fine. Well done. Keep up the good work for Shinra. You are excellent in parading. Now, he's going to come down the line, and he's going to give me a Force Stealer. And you may have seen red back there in the corner. The soldier kind of in the middle of the screen in the background, I believe, is Tifa. Barret should already be on the boat. I thought I told you to stop that stupid laugh. So he's going to be angry at everybody else because the president is yelling at him again. Adjust this camera a little bit. Alright, this is where I'm going to do my grind on this boat. Now, for people who are just kind of casual at this game, you're going to say, no, you get one battle here and then you move on. Well, that is technically true. But there is a glitch I'm going to employ which lets me do that battle as many times as I want. And I hope to do that battle exactly 53 times. 53 because that gives me 53 white capes, of which I'll sell 50 for 250,000 gil. This is... oh, come on, get in there. That's an ether. Ether's good. I can't get back to that materia back there because Yuffie's in the way. That's an all. And this is Yuffie, who hates... I'm going to give her a crank, but it doesn't... Oh, I don't have any amount. But once... Here in a minute, that area will be cleaned up. This is Aerith here. When I say cleaned up, I mean she's going to be out of the way here in a bit. Kind of got to talk to everybody. Let's go talk to Tifa. We got Barret. We've got Red dancing really funny over here. And that wasn't actually getting cut off by my overlay. That's the top of the video screen. Now here, I can't get through here. So I need to go back downstairs and talk to Tifa, who says, hey, have you seen Barret? Ba-ba-ba. And now we can go talk to Barret, who's at the front of the boat. And this soldier is out of my way now. Barret's worried that they've been found. Actually, it's Sephiroth who has been found. Let's run out here and everyone's going to join up with us. And we get to make our party. I don't know why I like Tifa in the middle, but I always try to put Tifa in the middle. Now I'm going to go save here, and we're going to adjust our equipment. First things first, equip him with his Force Stealer. So this weapon has 32 attack, 98 attack percent. Force Stealer has 36 attack, 100 attack percent, and does have the double growth, although we do lose one slot. So for materia in this first battle, cover I kind of like to grow, but I'm going to move it somewhere else. So this was my fire, and I believe she has ice. Where's my ice? Alright, in this first battle, or I shouldn't say in this first battle, at the beginning of this battle, I like to have all of these. I'm going to let them grow. Let's see, throw I don't care about, so let's put that cover there. Enemy skill is not going to grow, so let's get rid of that and put that revive there. She has all restore, which is good. Elemental poison is unnecessary. Long range and Chocobo Lure is fine. Let's give him something to do with his all. Although it doesn't matter, we can just keep it there for growth. There's only going to be one enemy in this fight, so I don't need to do that. Let's give... Oh, I don't have room for it on Tifa. Let's give her... Where's my Shiva materia? Did I give it to someone already? Yep. Let's give her Shiva so she has one big attack. And then we can put, we'll just put steel there for now. For the dexterity. Dexterity is your speed too. So the reason I want these three on here, fight, lightning, ice, they are going to grow, and they're going to grow pretty quickly. This one only needs 600 to get to level 2, which is fire 2, 1355. This must have been the one that came on... Well, it is the one. I forgot. I only used one fire in this run now. This is the one that came on red, so I guess it had some AP before we started. These are going to take a little bit longer, but once they grow to their stage 2, it's fire 2, bolt 2, ice 2, and that does about 300 damage. So I want these to grow as quickly as possible because I'm going to do this next fight over and over again. I don't need to waste a tent. Let's just save. And what I'm going to do, I'll save here, and then I won't save over this spot because I want to see the total amount of time in this grind. So we're going to save this one here. And then I am going to go down stairs and pick up that other all. Now, I want to talk about my plan for this materia. So right now, after these start to grow, I'm going to switch them to the other party members so that they can have big, powerful attacks that don't use up a lot of mana, like the Shiva and this other one. What's it called? Choco Mog takes up a lot or uses a lot of MP, where those other ones don't. So after those start to get to level 2, I'm going to switch this elemental up to that double weapon to have it grow. When it gets to its second star, it negates damage. Right now, it would take half damage, or it would allow me to take half damage against poison in this case. Once it gets up to 3 stars, it absorbs instead of negating. So then she would heal when those attacks hit her. And then once it gets to the 4th star, it grows into a new one. So what I want to do is selectively put different materia up here so that it will grow. And I'm going to get to the point where this will have an elemental and both of those sense materia. Those sense materia are going to give me more money, and I want them growing at double AP for that reason. Although I think this revive is going to end up getting up here too, and probably a restore, this restore. The only problem with putting my only restore on cloud is that it won't have an all. So I'll see what I do when I get there, but I like that restore growing really quickly too. Let's go downstairs. So Yuffie is upstairs now, so this materia is not blocked anymore. I'm going to get in a battle because I'm not good with movement down here. And we're going to go into this room. I was hoping to not get that battle before this. Now these guys should just put me to sleep. It shouldn't be a big deal. Now I can't sleep because everyone's asleep. Alright, that was not terrible. It's fine. Alright, so we're going to get this fight. I'm going to show you everything we get from the fight. Whoop, there he is. The time is now. So this battle will be slightly long the first time I do it, but then it gets a lot faster. That miss was really nice. So it will get to a point after my materia grows that those ice and lightning and fire too do more damage than those summons do. That's the reason I want to grow them to their double as quickly as possible. And 135 here, that's not great, but it's still more than their basic attacks are going to be. This is going to get a limit for Cloud. Oh, and you know what? I wanted to trank these guys too, and I forgot. Cross Slash could put Jenova to sleep. Not to sleep, but stop. Nope, still moving around. If we get another laser, though, I'll let Tifa cure because her limit break is not as good as Cloud and Barret's. He is now stopped at the moment. And I'm going to use all of these up here and not have them for the next battle, which is fine. Come on, hit Cloud. Let's just go ahead and heal everybody. This will get Barret's break. And that battle's not a bad battle. I don't think I even went through half of my grenades, which is nice. But we get 680p, 64 AP. However, that is doubled on those 3 materia that I have on Cloud's weapon. And then we get 800 gil and a white cape. I'm going to say not much, or too much trouble, because it's just longer. So here is the glitch. Let's pick this up, and before I exit the room, let's go up here and get this, open this chest. This is a weapon for Yuffie, but because I never use Yuffie, I'm just going to sell this. There's one item, one weapon for Yuffie that I hold on to, and I do use Yuffie sometimes for a specific purpose. Now here is the glitch. Usually when you have a dialog box open, you can't move. You can see here I'm trying to move around and I can't. It's because when you open a dialog box, or most dialog boxes, it ticks the paralysis status, so you can't move. And then once you clear that box, paralysis is cleared and I can move again. Some notable differences there, some notable exceptions, is if you are interacting with something at the same time as you open that box. Now, what I'm trying to do here is open that dialog box and get on that ladder at the exact same time. And I did, oh, I didn't do it there. It sounded like it. And it's easier for me to do this on Nintendo Switch. Because I can just kind of flick the analog stick and it works every time. It's a little bit harder to do with the PS1 controller. So of course now I'm probably not going to get it. And even if I do get it, it's going to be so laborious that I'm not going to want to do this 53 times. Come on. So this is actually going to take up a lot of the time doing this grind, is trying to get this glitch. I have done this probably about 1,000 times. But, you know, 950 of those times were on Nintendo Switch. Come on. Come on. This is the only reason I wanted to do, not the only reason because of the 3x speed too, but this is one of the major reasons I wanted to do this run on Nintendo Switch, because it is super easy to do this glitch on Switch. So what I may do, I'm just going to cut here, and when I finally get it, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so this is what this is supposed to look like. I am now on the ladder, and that dialog box is open. So now, what normally happens when you go to leave this room is you set up a dialog box that when you cancel, starts a cutscene which progresses the game. Now, right now, with this box open, I again cannot move. But there's a dialog box under this dialog box. It's the ... box. So when I cancel it, it's actually going to cancel both of them. But I still have movement. So if I move out of the room right now, that cutscene doesn't trigger. And that is what allows me to do this glitch. Now, we'll see how long that took me for one thing. If I can get up these steps without a battle. I also did some things with my inventory here. So this white cape is what I got for that battle. I'm going to keep those on top so you can see how many times I've done it. Right now I have fought Jenova one time and gotten that one white cape. But I wanted to talk to this guy. So I made 800 gil just for the fight. If I tell him I'm tired, he offers to sell me an invisible alpha for 250. Meaning, even if I buy this, I've netted 650 gil. So I'm going to take it. And everything is restored. Now, if I had had my tranquilizers on, it would have just knocked those off and I would no longer be sad. I also want to show you this. Something's missing. He does have potions and phoenix downs. Sell item, that white cape, sells for 2,500. So when I get 50 of those are going to sell for 250,000. Then I will be able to buy unlimited tranquilizers and tents, meaning anytime I save, I will be at full health, and I can always keep my party tranked so that they'll take less damage. It makes the rest of the game much easier. On top of that, I'm going to be gaining at least 650 gil every time I do that, or 550 gil every time I do that fight. So I'm going to get money that way. I am going to, let's go look at these sense materials. Right now, that would sell for 455 and that for 458. That's going to go up by 64 each time until I put them on his double growth. And when I put them on double growth, they're going to grow 128 each battle. So I'm going to be able to sell those for a lot of money too. I got Yuffie's, let's go and sell and see. I think that Wind Slash is worth 1,000. Yeah, I can sell that for 1,000. So I'm going to get so much money grinding in this spot that the rest of the game, and levels by the way, so much money and so many levels grinding here, that the rest of the game is going to be really easy. Now here's the main thing. How long did this take me? Time is not a big deal, right? I don't really care how much time it takes. I just want to note it that it is taking a long time. So this save file is at 5 hours, 33 minutes. And that took me, the battle and doing that glitch took me 14 minutes. So let's call it 15 minutes each battle. And I want to do that at least 44 or 49 more times. Actually, probably 52 more times. And multiply that by 15 minutes. You see how long this is going to take. I don't care how long it takes because it's going to make the rest of the game so much easier. Now, just to show you that it worked, I'm going to go back down here and we're going to have that fight again. Oh, come on, get down there. So we're going to walk into the room. That is not a battle I wanted. Let's run from it. Unless it's just sleepy guys. Oh, these guys can hit fairly hard, so I don't want to mess with them. Tifa's limit is just not very strong, so I don't care about it. I do need to get kills with her, or I need to use that to get the next one, so I should have just gone ahead and used it in that battle. But here we are, facing off against Sephiroth again. Or Jenova, rather. And I say 15 minutes for that battle. This first time we do the battle, it's a little bit longer because we're not very high level. We're not doing a lot of damage with our attacks. But once we level up and those materia are, you know, at their second star and they're doing 300 damage a pop, this fight goes a lot faster. Miss. I love that miss there. Oh, I am trimmed a little bit too far to the right for battles. Let's see if I can fix that in real time. We're just going to keep chucking grenades again. I do need to use Tifa's level, even though it's not very good. It's the only way to make it grow to the next one. Wish I could have got the yeah there. Okay, I'm gonna need to heal with Tifa now. Come on, don't do it again. It's gonna knock out Cloud. Ooh, it didn't. Need to get this cure off. Now, I'll probably cure Cloud again. I'll cure Barret on the way back around. I mean, I could probably just keep grenading and get the win because I did have those limit breaks, but I also don't want to have to waste time reviving someone with a Phoenix down. I wish that hit a little bit harder to get her level back. Actually, should have cured Tifa there instead of Cloud, but this should be it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this battle is slow. About the first 4 or 5 times you do it. But once those materia start growing and you get leveled up, and now, that was interesting, her all materia just grew, which means, or leveled up. I'll show you what that means here in a second. So again, we're going to say I don't want to discuss this because it takes too much time. We hear the boat horn, and now we can do the glitch again. Let's pick this up. Oh, you know what? I did mean to put that Ifrite on someone. Actually, I don't need to. But now you can see I have 2 white capes. That's 5,000 I can sell them for. Let's go look at materia. This one will go in 350 more. So those are growing. Everything is growing. This all materia got 2 stars. With 2 stars, I can now use it twice, meaning I can do all cure twice, which is very nice. The Shiva is growing. Don't care much about that growth. I just want to have it on there to have a big attack that I can do with her at the beginning of a battle. But once I get these doubled up and on other characters, I won't even need to do that. How many grenades do I have left? Yeah, 15 grenades. That won't get me through another full battle, but pretty soon stuff will be growing. I'm going to try this a few times, and if I don't get it, I'm going to cut again. This is the only thing that's time consuming. This is more time consuming than the battle, trying to get this glitch. There it is. Okay, so now again I'm going to back out like I'm leaving. This text box comes up, so I can't move, but I will cancel the one under it and it at the same time. But now I've got movement. So we'll go out and do it all over again. So that's the glitch. You can see I've done it twice now. And I'm going to cut away when I've done it about 50 times. So that's going to take a big part of my morning. But I wanted you to see how it was done. Like here you can just blast through that, get all your health back, and save. We'll see how long this took as well. All right, it was at 5:47. 5:56. Okay, that one only took me 9 minutes to do. So time varies. It really depends on how quickly you can do that glitch. But I'm going to do this all morning long. I'm going to cut now. And when I come back, I'm going to show you how many of those white capes I have. And that indicates how many times I've done the glitch. I'll show you my levels right now. Everyone, well, Cloud's at 15, Tifa Barret at 14. And we will, or I'll just show you where I am when I'm done with my grind. So it's going to be instantaneous for you. It's going to be about 3 hours, maybe longer for me. I will see you, or rather, you will see me in just a moment. All right, the grind is done. Now, it did take me quite a bit longer than I expected. I typically do this on Nintendo Switch, and it's pretty fast. I'd say 2.5 to 3 hours. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, it is. In this run, it took me 7 hours. I'm just going to go to the save menu so you can look at them. And I didn't do that as 7 consecutive hours. Like, I had to run to the grocery store. I had to take out the trash to the curb not too long ago. Or not too long ago. It was long ago now. And I had to talk to the pest man when he came. So it's not like I did it for 7 hours straight. And some of it is dead time. Like, I didn't turn off my PlayStation when I would go to the bathroom. I would just let it sit there. But here we have it. This is 5 hours 33 is where I started. 12 hours 35 is where I finished my grind. And I did this save file here. This ended up being exactly 5 hours. And that's why I kept it. Excuse me. But in 5 hours, I went from level 14 to 24. In 7 hours, I went from 14 to 28. That says level 27, but Cloud will go to the next level as soon as I enter another battle, or as soon as I finish another battle. Now you can see here that I have 52 white capes. That means I did that 52 times. I said I wanted to do it 53, so why do I only have 52? Because I have to do this fight one more time to progress the story. But I'm going to do all of my selling right now so you can see my total gain. Of course, every time I do the battle, I get 800 gil, but then I have to buy this drink from this guy right here, which cost me 250. I actually think I needed to do one more thing before I went in there, because I don't think... Okay. I get an eye fright every time I do that too, by the way, but they only sell for 1. I'm going to keep 1, and then I'm going to sell all the rest of them. And I need to take my sense and throw materia off so I can sell them. Make sure I didn't miss any there somehow. Okay, there's all my Ifrit sold. Now, let's sell item. White cape. I'm only going to sell 50 of them. 125,000. I was saying at some point that I would get 250,000 there. My math was just off. Ignore me. So we're going to sell those. I'm going to sell that Wind Slash. I also picked up a Shinra Beta I can sell. It's only $4.75. I can sell that Hard Edge. And I think I'm good. I don't really need to sell anything else except those materia. So I need to unequip those materia. So there's a sense. There's a sense, and there's a throw. Let's sell those as well. So that one sells for $6,762, 5,239, and 4,528. So I've got 185,000 gil. I'm going to get a little bit more and one more of those white capes right now. And you get to see how quickly this battle goes now, and how easy it is. You know, that first battle I did struggle a bit, but I've been out of grenades for a very long time. Also, 7-hour grind. I can play through Final Fantasy Tactics in 6 hours. Now that is on Nintendo Switch, which has some speed up features, skipping cutscenes, etc. Like all of this I would be able to skip if this were Final Fantasy Tactics. So that takes some time. And then the glitch, even when I think I've got it pretty well figured out, like I'll go 3 times in a row where I get it on the first try, and then I might go 10 times in a row where it takes me 15 or 20 to get it. So everyone has better magic. Everyone's stats are way up. Their limit breaks are doing more damage. Like I need Jenova to hit Cloud here so I can get a limit break. I've got Cure 2, although I haven't cast it yet. I don't really need to cast it. Cure 1 usually does what I need it to do. Here. Oh, I thought she was going to attack. Come on, attack Cloud for me. So I'm going to wait. Got it. All right. Now crit for me. Crit would have been nice. Oops, I just attacked with Cloud. Good, didn't need it. So there's Cloud level 28. I doubled his levels. Now by the time I get to Temple of the Ancients, I should be around level 34, 35, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe a little bit less, maybe 33. And I'm going to be able to walk through there pretty easily. And that was my 3rd white cape. Jenova, the arm of Jenova. He's been carrying this thing around? So it was Sephiroth. He said the time is now. Time is now? Oh, I'm getting confused. No, I'm not going to tell you what happened. Oh, I could have sold that another Ifrite because I'm going to get another one right there. All right, now instead of doing the glitch here, we're just going to walk out. Sephiroth is alive. The Promised Land, does it really exist? Cutscene. The game continues. Of course, I didn't discover that glitch. I put some text earlier at the very bottom that said where, or didn't say where, but it said I've linked a YouTube, not a YouTube channel. I've linked a video in the description where you can see 4-8 Productions explaining exactly what's happening there better than I can. If you're interested in this sort of thing, go watch that. I'm going to play for about 55 more minutes. It should get this total video up to 90, or pretty close to 90. Well, these pixels are chunky. Another thing I like about playing it on Nintendo Switch is the character models and some of the graphics have been updated. Made a little more smooth. None of this is important. This is just some banter. If you want to see it, you can pause on those, but there's really nothing. You're not missing anything by me blowing through these text boxes. Oh, I hear a helicopter. I'm not sure why they need 3 dudes over there waving the helicopter to the helipad. Seems pretty self-explanatory to me. So yeah, a grind in a tabletop game isn't really a thing. Like, we really just grind computer RPGs. That hasn't stopped me, though, from making a move in Dungeon World called The Grind. I don't have it anymore. I can guess what I said it was, but something I posted on Google+, and a lot of people made fun of me for it. I do miss Google+. I think it was slightly better than Discord. Maybe not. I've been using Discord a lot lately, and I like Discord, but... Oh, President yelled at you. Go knock some people over. Oh, and I was talking when that dialogue was up. Rufus said something like, man, that's a long boat ride. And when he said that, I wanted to say, yeah, about 7 hours longer than you expected. Also, going back to the 7-hour grind, that is longer than I had been playing the game previously, because I started the grind at 5.5 hours into the game, and then I did my grinding for 7 hours. Thing is, that grinding is going to set me up for the rest of the game, so I'm way ahead on level. Like, I would be level 14 if I just came out of that fight and continued the game. So I'm way above level right now. I've got lots of money. I'm going to go ahead and equip this motor drive on Tifa. She's going to lose a slot. Oh no, she doesn't lose a slot. She loses a link. But she's got better attack and it is double. So, oh, I guess I didn't need the link. What do I want on this double now, though? Oh, you know what I want? I want that elemental. Where'd my elemental go? He's growing it there. It's already on a double. Okay. Let's put... I don't want that on there. Let's put this here. And I'll put that enemy skill that already has flamethrower there. That doesn't grow anyway, so I really don't have anything I want to put there. Let's arrange these two, because I've got a bunch of stuff at the bottom. Actually, Chocomog is still pretty good. Wind damage is good, and it's going to grow pretty soon, so let's go ahead and put that there. And I'll put an enemy skill on him too. Even though, again, it doesn't grow, but I don't need it to grow. But coming up here in a moment is one of the reasons I do that grind. Also, I said maybe in episode 2, I noticed something recently if you have Yuffie in your party when you get to Costa Del Sol. And what it is, she is here working this materia shop, which is funny because she's a materia thief. I'm selling materia. Why don't you buy some? Well, it's not your materia to sell. And I don't need any of these. I've already got my revive. I've got restore. Heal is for status effects. I don't really use it in my run. But now if I talk to this guy, who is the shop owner, well, we're lucky to have that cutie working for us part-time. Well, she is going to rob you blind because she is a materia thief. All right, let's go over here, and here it is. I have plenty of money, so I am going to go ahead and get all the tents. I'm going to go ahead and top off my tranquilizers. Now, what that means is, anytime I save, whether it's on the world map or at a save point, I can restore my health and MP. So those things are never really going to be a problem for the rest of the game. Tranquilizers, I've talked about, it cures fury for one thing, but it gives you sadness. And when you have sadness, you take less damage. So that's going to make it so I can keep my characters healthy longer. So with all that money, I have basically made it way, way easier to get through this game. I want to talk to this guy again to see what he said. Okay, I thought he said something else. Let's go ahead and sell that extra Ifrit. Yeah, I never even grew Ifrit while I was doing that grind. Also, the last time we saw Hojo, he was getting mauled by Nanaki. Oh, is he not here? I thought he was in this chair. Oh, he's over here to the right. There he is, lounging in a chair. Now, if I say who, the girl in the bikini, I think that makes Aerith mad, which is a good thing, because I want the date with Tifa when I get to Golden Saucer Part 2. I don't really want to go talk to Hojo. I just wanted to show you that he's there, lounging on the beach. And that is something, too, you can do in your game, right? Put an NPC. I kind of talked about this before with Marlene in the bar. You know, little girl running the bar. Well, put an NPC somewhere that they really shouldn't belong, right? He has no business being there. Or I shouldn't say no business, but it's a very out of the normal place for him. Ooh, look at Gold Saucer back there. Sometimes I call it Golden Saucer, but that's not correct. It's Gold Saucer. See what these enemies look like. Yeah, let's just go ahead and drop a big mog on them. Should take care of both of them. I'm going to keep steel on Cloud for a little while. There are still 2 things I'm going to end up stealing. At least 2. I'm going to steal a right arm from a bomb, and I'm going to steal gold armor from a gold dragon. I'm going to steal 3 of those. Alright, now if we talk to this guy, he just says, hey, your man in a black cape just walked by. I don't need to do that. Also, I'm getting ready to get Barret's double AP growth weapon, or one of them, his first one. Oh, that was nice. So even with all that stuff I bought, I'm still over 128,000. I think these guys are immune to bolt. Let's see. Yep, because they're flying. Although there's another flying creature that isn't immune to it. Ice seemed to do pretty good on them. I don't even know what I could steal from them because I've never tried. See, I am way above level here, so it makes these random battles pretty easy. Although I am going to start running, I don't need to waste all my MP. Hey, look, here's a Mako reactor. I really need to put, I don't know why I did cure there, really need to put fire and bolt on an all. Right now Barret's the only one that has an all on an attack material. So one thing that I really like about Dungeon World is it more or less does away with keeping track of resources. Like, you don't collect gold, you collect coin, and coin is an abstraction for some amount of gold. And I like that. You don't have to keep track of individual money. Arrows are not kept track of. You don't say, okay, I've got 8 arrows to last me until I can get to a shop. It doesn't work that way. I like that, but I also kind of miss it in Dungeon World because I like tracking and keeping track of my resources. Like, ooh, don't forget, I need... Oh, I shouldn't attack that one because it's got to stop. You know, I need more arrows. I have to be a little more judicious while I'm in combat, you know? So I both like it and don't like it, but it is something that is a big part of computer role-playing games, right? I've got all this money, but I still have to worry about my MP. I have to worry about my hit points, etc. So let's do a save here. Let's use an item. I've got plenty of tints. Let's go ahead and use one. Oh, and I forgot to trank everybody. Also, I want to arrange these a little bit better. Okay, I don't need these up here. I think that's good right there. Also, let's go ahead and equip this fire ring here. Oh, I meant to save. Now, I don't need these... I don't need these cargo ship save files anymore, so I'm going to overwrite all of them in time. Now, what I've done, this final one with the 12 hours, 35 minutes, I actually saved that on my second card. So sometime if I want to play and don't want to have to do the grind, I can start at this point, you know, right after the grind, and just go from there. Back attack. I wonder what my regular attacks are gonna do. Save some of that MP. W machine gun is for Barret. double. Now, I need to look at his materia and decide what I want to do. That's an all revive. I think right now I don't even need that on revive. So let's arrange, exchange. It's going to be an all ice. This all, what is that? That's the steel, that's enemy. Like, I would like to get this with an all, but I need my highest level character with steel. Tifa is the same level right now as Cloud, so let's do that. So now poison is going to grow, revive is going to grow, that's going to grow at double. Is that what I want on double? Up here I've got a cover, an all, and an elemental. So he's got all lightning, all ice. She's got all restore, and that's more important than having the all on fire, I believe. So that's good for now. Each of these characters is going to get another double growth weapon that has 4 slots on it. So I don't need to worry too bad about those slots. Ah, shoot. I'm going to go left here. I think I needed to go right. Darn it. There's a staff down here. Did I soft lock? Okay. I did go left. I did go the right way. This is a staff for Aerith, but I don't ever use it. I'm just going to sell it. Actually, next time I have Aerith in my party, I'm going to take a look at it. And there's a transform, which I will use in the Gi Cave. Gotta go up first. Time is it's 4:15, and I'm at 25 minutes on this recording. And there's only 3 guys. Let's just attack them. I'm coming up on a place where I need 3,000 just to get in the front door. After that, when we get to Cosmo Canyon, there are 3 materia I want to buy that are 8,000 each, so there's 24,000. Before I started this grind on the cargo ship, I should say in previous plays, when I was playing, I wouldn't do that, and then it was a struggle to get the 24,000 gil I needed to buy those materia. Those are HP plus materia. Each character will get one, and it'll go on their double growth materia. And by the end of the game, those are both going to spawn new copies, and then they will grow as well and spawn new copies as well. But by the end of the game, all 3 characters will have 2 HP plus materia mastered. I like this. This is splitting the party. It doesn't affect anything. Like, those other guys aren't getting attacked while I'm over here. But splitting the party is always a fun thing to think about. Like, the player should never willingly split the party, but you should always be trying to think of ways to make them split the party, or to make them decide, I should say, to split the party, just for giggles. And then you can, ooh, let's do an ice here, see how that does. Oh good, I got him in. Didn't need to do the Moggle. Or the Choco Mog. I may end up doing more in this than I wanted to. I may go ahead and get to Cosmo Canyon in this episode. Because I'm coming up on Corel and Gold Saucer now. Gold Saucer has a lot of baggage, but... maybe not, because I've only got 25 more minutes to make this a 90-minute video. Got that tint back that I just used a minute ago. Let's use some sources. I think conventional wisdom says you should give Cloud all the sources because for the most part, he's going to be in your party the whole time. There are a few story beats where he is not in your party, but for the most part, he's in your party the whole game. Tifa, except for the times I have to take her out of the party, is going to be in my party the entire game. So I do give her some of the sources. See if Bolt will knock them all out. So that's 40 AP doubled on those weapons. Okay, let's make sure, let me remind myself who has steel. Okay, it is on her. We're going to steal an item here called Right Arm that is going to one-shot a boss a little bit later. She's got good AP, so... Oh, and I don't even want to attack. Come on, first try. Give it to me first try. Couldn't have been that lucky. I'm going to have one more battle with those. I'll try to steal another one if I can get it in 3 turns. If I can't get it in 3, I'm just going to run. But I will try for 3 turns to get it. Just because it's nice to have. And I can duplicate that later. Well, I'm not going to have that extra battle. Now, this is important for the story. He's back. Well, looky here. Never thought I'd see your face again. Don't need anything there. I do like having 5 Phoenix Downs. Just an oddity, I don't know why. Now I do have someone with the Revive Materia, which does the same thing, but looky here. We already have that weapon. We have a better, or everybody has that armor except for Aerith and Red. Molotovs are interesting because these do about twice as much damage as a grenade, but they cost 5 times more. That said, I've got almost unlimited money, so I could just stock up on them. That said, I don't need them at this point because my materia is already on the 2nd star. So I've got Fire 2, Ice 2, Bolt 2, and those are doing almost as much as a Molotov at this point. So I'm not going to buy those. Should I buy them? I'm not going to buy them. Oh, come on, talk to this guy. One of these... Okay, that's transform. I can't remember where I pick up the Mystify materia, so I've got to be on the lookout for it. I've already got transform. Okay. I'm going to go out here and save real quick. And then we're going to go to the gold saucer. I don't need to tent. I've got plenty of HP and MP. One crazy thing about an area coming up is there are thieves, and they could steal that right arm that I just got. So I wish I could have gotten a second one. Maybe I'll get through, because I've got 20 more minutes on this recording. I guess there's nothing wrong with it being more than 90 minutes, but I like to keep them about 90. I might get to Gongaga in this episode. And you guys don't know what that means. It's just another area. It's another little town. It has some story implications. It has a couple materia that I need to pick up. It's got a boss fight with the Turks. I'll go slow here so you can read these text boxes. And these that are in white text, I'm not even scrolling through those. That's auto-scrolling. What are we gonna do? The only one against this is DYNE. DYNE is definitely against it. Our coal's been protected for generations. Our fathers and theirs before them risked their lives for it. But listen, no one uses coal now. It's Mako. Everything is Mako now. So everyone here is against DYNE, and Barret seems like he is a very loud proponent of moving from coal to Mako. We know what that music means. That means Shinra. Corel was burned down by Shinra troops. Everyone, everything. That is why Barret hates Shinra so much, or at least that's the initial seed of Barret hating Shinra. There was an explosion at the reactor. Shinra blamed us. This is kind of a silly thing, I think. They're on a mission, but they're going to go basically to an amusement park. I don't understand that. Seeing the gold saucer for the first time was really cool. I've seen it, dozens of times at this point, but the first time I saw this, I number one thought, wow, that's cool, and number two, I thought, that's kind of weird. Gets off work in 30 minutes, so I do need to try to finish up here. We gotta talk to this guy. He's gonna sell us a pass. Now, you can buy a single pass for 3,000 or a lifetime pass for 30. And even though I have all the money I need for this game, I'm still gonna buy the smaller pass. Because I only have to come up here one more time for story reasons, but I end up coming a third time later in the game. That means I'm only going to spend 9,000 here instead of 30, so there's no point in buying that lifetime pass, even with all the money I've got. Now, I have talked several times about a date with one of the female characters here or Barret, here at the Gold Saucer, but this is not that occasion. It's the next time we come up here. I mentioned the fact that my wife gets off work in 30 minutes because I do all the cooking. So when she texts me to say she's leaving work, that is my cue to go start dinner. And this is a joke I've told in front of her, so I don't feel bad saying it. I like doing all the cooking because I like my food to taste good. Bless her heart, she does not know how to cook. Never tried. One time I asked her to brown some ground beef for me, and that was a mighty struggle. And she even said, oh, I don't like to cook. I'm like, you're not cooking. All you're doing is browning some ground beef. Alright, this is another recruitable character, although I shouldn't even say that because he joins your party no matter what you do. So this is just another character that joins the party. He's also another character I'm going to rename. I don't rename everybody, but he is one of them. I'm going to rename him, Reeve. If you were watching this series since the beginning, you've heard that name before. Reeve is a guy at Shinra headquarters. And you'll find out later why I named him Reeve. You can probably guess, but you'll find out definitely later. And I said all of that way because it adds some ambiguity. I love putting ambiguity in the game. If they find something out, it doesn't have to be the entire truth, right? When I say they, I mean the player characters. It doesn't need to be the exact truth which gets them what they need. It could be a lie, it could be misinformation, it could just be wrong. Just because someone thinks a thing doesn't mean it's the correct thing. Marcus Aurelius said something along the lines of, everything you hear is opinion. Just because someone says it doesn't mean it's fact. Let's go to the battle square. Get in there. Now he does have some materia I'm going to take off and put somewhere else. This is all on autopilot now, so I can't go into the inventory. One of the other reasons I like to keep my videos down to 90 minutes is file size. The recording, the way I use this software to record, right now for 45 minutes, it is almost 2 gigabytes. And I try very hard not to get my videos 5 gigabytes or higher, because the thumb drive I have to transfer them over to the computer I use for rendering has like a 5 gig limit. Not like a total limit, but files can't be 5 gigs or higher just because of I think it's the architecture on the drive is what the error message is. If I try to copy a file that is 5 gigabytes or higher, it won't do it. 5 gigabytes or larger. Right now, though, this particular recording is only 44.5 minutes at this moment, because the recordings I did earlier for the video, I've actually already transferred those over to that other computer, and that's how I know I've got 55 minutes I can record to get up to 90. Now, there are some guys who can steal here, so I really hope I don't get my right arm stolen. I don't think I've actually had the battle where I need right arm the normal way. I've always had right arm for that battle. That's not true. When I was a little kid, I didn't. Little kid, 17. When I was 17, I didn't. But I really hope that that right arm doesn't get stolen. I also need to move it. Let's go grab his materia real quick. He's got another transform, even though I picked one up on the tracks, but it already has some growth on it. And that manipulate is going to be important later as well. Did he come with any? No, he didn't. This silver armlet is a little bit better. I can't take it off. A little bit better than what I'm using right now. Not a whole lot, but some. Oh, I needed to... Let's move those ethers and grab that right arm up here, and then I want that ether a little bit higher. It can go right there. That's just to make it easier to grab. So I'm going to keep my eye on that right arm. If those guys steal something, the message will pop up on the screen, but I can also just go check my inventory if I miss it. Okay, that one in the middle is a thieving little thief. Mug. Nothing was stolen. Or something was stolen. What did it say was stolen? Better not have been my right arm. Nope, okay. It did say something was stolen, but I didn't see what it was. And I'm going to have to put that manipulate materia on here in a second. Yeah, it looks like I'll probably just get through the Chocobo race and maybe get to Gungaga, and I'll save outside of Gungaga. Although, again, this doesn't need to only be a 90-minute video. I can go a little bit over, but I want to keep it pretty close. Now here's a flashback that has one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. So I've gone from most amazing cutscene ever, or most amazing FMV. This one has one of the funniest FMVs. And here, I don't know how getting 10 feet closer to the edge makes it so they can see the town better. But this is when the Shinra troops came in. Not the funny thing that I was talking about. It's not over yet. Everyone's waiting. Let's get back to the village. These guys are very good shots. Here's Scarlet, who we have seen. She was the one that looked up at the bathroom, or looked up at us when we were staring over the thing. But here is the funny cutscene. Watch Scarlet in this FMV. She's shooting, but she doesn't have a gun. That is so funny. I don't know how that FMV made it out and put into the game. That is crazy. But it's very funny. When I get to editing, I'll look and see what that material was, or what was stolen. I don't know that it was material, but I'll see what that was stolen. Okay, this is my party. That looks good. Now I need to... Let's see. He's got that. I mean, I want this growth here, especially on Elemental, because that is going to just keep growing and be really good. But he's not going to be in this fight. Who's going to be in this fight? Let's do this. Okay, let's exchange. See, I don't need the manipulate just yet, but let's put these on Barret. They're going to grow in a boss battle, and then I do need someone to have manipulate. Let's put manipulate here, and it should be good. Now I can still get my stuff stolen, so I've got to be careful here. I mean, there's nothing I can do. If they steal it, they steal it. Didn't mean to go back in. Just need to try to run as quickly as possible. Hope they don't steal anything. Also, let's go ahead and save. That's always a fun thing to do. A smart thing to do. Come on, don't have the thieves. Okay, there are 2 thieves here. Got away clean. More thieves, or a thief. Get out of there, thank you. There are 2 enemies I need to see. And they're both in this battle. Alright. Let's manipulate him. Attack him, attack him. Of course, manipulate missed. Well, let's manipulate him this time. And manipulate missed. I wonder if I shouldn't have put that on Tifa. Okay, Mantra Magic is good. That's one of the things I needed to learn. So let's attack that thing in the back. That is weird having that cover on Barret instead of Cloud. Ooh, that actually worked out so nicely. Thank you. That was the other materia, the other thing I needed to learn. Yeah, my manipulation there was very poor. Basically, you can manipulate those to control them, and then once you control them, you shoot their weapon at the person you want. But we got them anyway. We got Laser and Mantra Magic. Mantra Magic we could have learned quite a bit sooner. Make sure right arm is up there near the top. Yeah, I'm right at 55 minutes now, so after this battle, I'm going to find the most convenient place to save, which means I might still have to do the Chocobo Racing. But that right arm is going to let us one-shot DYNE. I'd kind of like to get to Gongaga. We'll see what happens. I mean, once I do the Chocobo Racing, I've got the means to get to Gongaga quickly. So I'll probably just get there and save and then pick up their next video. Next video would then be Gongaga. It would be all of Cosmo Canyon and probably Nibelheim. Maybe getting as far as Rocket Town. And again, if you don't know the game, those are just names to you, but those are the next major locations in the game. Marlene is alive, so we learn here that Marlene isn't even Barret's daughter, it's DYNE's daughter. Barret has been taking care of his friend's daughter all this time. I guess 4 years. I don't know how long it's been. I think about 4. And here comes the best music. Let's just go ahead and item, right arm? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Now, is he going to get a counterattack? Nope, he's done. Speedrunners are way under-leveled when they get to this point. So they don't want that counterattack. Or it's not that they don't want it, but they don't like to see it because they might be too low on max HP. I would not have cared if he did his counterattack because my HP is so high, because again, I'm about 15 levels higher than I should be at this point. My hands are too stained with blood to hold Marlene. Marlene's already 4. Yeah, so it must have been about 4 years ago. in game time. So Barret has lost Jesse, Wedge, and Biggs, and there goes DYNE. Even though he fought him, he was still his best friend at one point, and he is still taking care of DYNE's daughter. My hands aren't any cleaner. I know I've said it, but I love the story in this game. I really do. Yeah, this part is weird. It's not going to be very long. Hopefully I can get this done in about 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'll save. So this game is very linear, right? You go from this location to the next. There's no real deviation. I don't mind that because the story is so good. If this had a lackluster story, I wouldn't like that. Because I do like open world games. Excuse me. Now, The Witcher 3 is open world, but it's still fairly linear. I mean, yeah, you can go off in whatever direction you want and do all the things you want, but the story itself is still pretty linear. And I've played through Witcher 3 4 times now, and that game is a lot longer. Like doing all of the DLC, doing all of the side quests. I want to say it was like 42 hours for me, or maybe even more. I'd have to load that save file and see, but I spent a lot of time in Witcher 3. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Wasn't paying attention. This is just them telling me how to play the game. Or how to race chocobos. We'll pick up a materia here. It's Ramu. When I first played this as a kid, man, I used those summons all the time. Now, I'm pretty much done with summons, except for the fact that I need some on added materia, or not added materia, what is it called? Added effect materia. Like I'm going to put Hades on added effect on Tifa, because the other two characters will have a ribbon, and she can't have a ribbon because she's going to have the cursed ring. So that's going to do basically the same thing as a ribbon at that point in the game, because Hades does all the status effects. And if you have it on added effect on your armor, you are immune to all of those effects. Come on, Hester, get moving. I'm going to stand about right here. So racing can be fun in a tabletop game. I've seen Critical Role do racing in a really fun way. So you can do some fun things with racing. I hate this racing myself. But if you get it right the first time, or if you get it right, period, you get out of this prison. Get out of my way. I want to get up in front of that guy. Don't want him to get too far ahead of me. That should be far enough ahead. Then I'll lay on the speed again once I get near the end. I'll run over this bridge. Give me a little more distance. You can see up in the upper corner of the map there that I am pretty far ahead. But you want to win this on the first try. It looks like I will. Want to win on the first try so you don't have to do it again. Alright, I came in first. And coming in first gives us a gift from the guy who runs Gold Saucer, or at least the battle station, the battle room. We get a buggy, and that helps us traverse the world a little bit better, get through areas we couldn't get through earlier. And it told me to just go towards Gongaga. That's the party I want. I hear my PlayStation making a lot of noise, and that makes me nervous. Alright, I'm going to save right here. I don't need to... Oh, I do need to tent. Let's see, who wants that silver armlet? Let's give it to her, I think. Okay, defense up, magic defense up, and it gets me another linked slot. So she has all restore. Oh, it doesn't have another linked slot. I thought it had a second linked slot. That's fine. Let's put Choco Lure there. Alright, let's move this manipulate over to Tifa, I think, and get the steel back on Cloud. It doesn't need to be in double, but it might as well be. Alright. Let's save, and that will be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Again, give me some feedback if you would, please. Are you liking this? Are you not liking it? Am I talking about Final Fantasy too much because I know the game so well? Is that spoiling anything for you? Am I not talking about tabletop enough? Let me know in the comments. Again, thank you so much for watching. Come back next Friday for the next installment of Final Fantasy Fridays. That will be episode 5. I hope you have a great day.